A Google search for Cuba as a tourist destination reveals beautiful beaches, hotels, restaurants, and Cuban music. But real life in Cuba has nothing to do with that. Real life in Cuba. Eating a hamburger or dining out at a restaurant are both luxuries. Life is a battle where you have to get up to stand in lines, to fight, to see what you're going to feed your children, to see what you're going to eat. Stores that have nothing, that are practically empty. Wait in queue for everything. Cuba is such a beautiful country, but so wasted, where you can hardly make progress in life. Hi everyone, I hope you're doing great. As you can see, I'm on a different stage. I left my rental place as I am preparing for changes in my life, which I will share more about later. Stay tuned and subscribe to the channel as today's video will be different and interesting, so don't miss it because it's pretty good. As you already know, I've been monetizing this channel for almost a year, maybe a year less than a year. I began monetizing my channel in March, less than a year ago, and honestly, it's been going pretty well for me. So you guys asked me a lot of questions, mainly how much I earn on YouTube, why don't I leave Cuba, and have you seen videos talking about my channel and such? And well, as you can see, I earn quite a bit of money. I earn much more money than an average Cuban, than a common Cuban, than a Cuban who works for the state, even a Cuban who works privately. Of course, it's the reality. When you're a YouTuber and you set your channel in another country, you earn according to the salaries of that country. If my channel is in Spain, I earn according to the income and such of Spain. Obviously, it's a lot of money for a Cuban, but I've practically never spent a penny. Because, well, everything was destined for something very important, something I've been dreaming of for years, and without that I would never have been able to do it. Many say, but Anita, with your YouTube earnings, you could afford a more luxurious life. In Cuba? Yes, obviously I could have gone to hotels, I could even have bought a small house or a moped or something, but I haven't bought anything. You're likely here due to the video title, curious about my YouTube earnings and if it's sufficient to live in Cuba. The truth is that, well, I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to give you an exact figure, I'll tell you later. You're going to have to listen to me talk first if you want to find out how much I earn on YouTube. Basically, since I was born, my life in Cuba has been quite humble, quite calm, Yes, humble because my parents are professionals. My mom is an engineer, my dad is a teacher, but they could never give me luxuries in life. Because being a professional here in Cuba, you are nobody. My grandmother, whom I lived with for a long time, was a teacher for many years. She was content with her career. She was proud of her profession. She lived in a dilapidated house but couldn't afford repairs as her meager salary barely covered food costs. I would have loved for my grandmother to be alive today. I would have given her so much. Of what I've earned from YouTube, I swear I would have given her practically everything. Because she truly deserved it. Well, she couldn't be alive to see me now. How can I succeed on YouTube? Before my loved one passed away, I had less than 1,000 subscribers. And I would have liked so much if she were here now. And so she could see how I've been able to grow a little bit, and I would have given her so much. I would have given her practically everything. I already told you my parents are professionals. But I never even had clothes I liked. It was clothes that my cousins gave me, that people gave me because my parents could never buy me clothes. Neither I, my siblings, nor many children in Cuba had almost any toys. This was the reality. Many times I didn't have a good meal. My mom, she did what she could, rice, beans, the basics, but many times I didn't eat meat. Many times. And that's about my life as a humble person in Cuba, an ordinary person, but that's the life of many Cubans, the vast majority of Cubans. So from a very young age, what was my dream? No, from a very young age, roughly when I started to become aware, to start to grow up a little more, I wanted to study at the university because I thought that maybe by having an engineering degree I could become someone, but I had the example of my mom who was an engineer. At times, she practically didn't have a plate of food. But, well, I dreamed that maybe I could go work at a hotel in Varadero. Could I do something to get ahead? I didn't even think about leaving this country back then. It was only when I graduated and started working that I saw reality. Realizing it was insufficient, I was unhappy and underutilized. Because I wasn't practically applying anything that I had studied, I started to realize that, honestly, there was no future in Cuba. When I started living alone and really started to see the jobs and problems that one has to deal with, and the struggle to get food because I was living alone and I was the one in charge, well, my husband and I started to realize that honestly, life in Cuba was not worth it. So I said one day, if I monetize on YouTube and succeed, all the money will be used for one thing, which I won't disclose. You'll have to use your imagination from everything I'm telling you. Basically, life in Cuba boils down to getting up, going out to see what you can find in the streets. There's practically no food. You can't find meat, chicken, oil, or eggs. It's an ongoing challenge, regularly asking the neighbor if they know who sells eggs or oil, to send you there to see if there's still some left to buy for your home. It's constantly getting things, as we say here on the sly, hidden. Because practically nothing is sold in the stores, and then the ones that do sell a few things are dollar stores. Not all Cubans can buy in dollars. Until very recently, I had never set foot in a dollar store, neither had my family ever set foot in a dollar store. I think my mom went with me for the first time to a dollar store where I could buy her whatever she wanted. I basically told her to take whatever she wanted because I know she would never have been able to do it with her job. Waiting in lines, queuing for various things, dealing with paperwork, getting to your house and they take it away from you. The power, not being able to cook, sweating, getting bitten by mosquitoes. So, when you lie down in bed and think, you say life is so short and I'm wasting so much of my time here, Cuba is a perfect country. I have spent 26 years of my life and I feel the only productive period has been this last year. I've moved forward with YouTube. YouTube has been like what has saved me, so to speak. Many ask me, Anita, why haven't you left the country? Anita, look, honestly, to leave the country, most have a great help from someone abroad who lend them the money. That's how many people have left, that their relatives give them the money. I've never had anyone tell me, I'm going to get you out of the country, I'm going to give you money. Because my closest family, the strongest, is in Cuba and has never been able to do it in their life, not even travel. I have family abroad who help me a lot, but getting out of Cuba takes a significant amount of money. I can't count on other people's money. So I told myself I'm going to do it for me, by myself, everything I have to do. And well, thanks to YouTube, I've been able to gather, a little money for that future plan, which obviously we all have. Because everyone here, every young person my age, younger, older, many are considering leaving Cuba. When asked if I'm thinking of leaving or why I haven't left, I tell them it's being thought about, of course, it's being planned, but obviously not everyone can do it, and everyone goes at their own pace. That's why I haven't been able to leave so far, because I don't have anyone to help me with that. Well, I have a friend, my best friend, who has always been with me, who has managed my YouTube channel for me. I have to thank her for everything, but essentially no one will pay for me to leave the country. I have to work for it myself, alone. Another thing that many ask me, Anita, how much do you earn on YouTube? How much have you earned on YouTube? I'm not going to tell you in total because I see that no one says it. Maybe it's because YouTube scolds you. Sir, they tell you something for saying, how much do you earn on YouTube? Here are my YouTube statistics for the first month. I only charged $43. And I said, wow, I'm going to have to work a lot to get to the top. $100 to be able to take it out, because you can't take it out until you have $100. But in the second month, as the statistics show, I earned $400. That's when I began to have a bit more of visits, of views, like I started to get to know a little more people. I believe I reached around 10,000 subscribers during that period. And I said, wow, like I was saying, oh, $400 in my life, I had never seen in my life, not even $100, not even $100. Gradually, I grew every month. There was a month when I made around $4,000. The following month, I was shocked. But well, I'm gonna tell you, up to there, those were like my first 3 months. What I earned from YouTube, and well, this month was like 1,000 and something so far from the views. And well, more or less, that's what almost every YouTuber earns. Obviously, a YouTuber in Cuba who monetizes. It depends on the country, because if I had my channel in the United States, maybe I would earn a little more money, because in the United States they pay more. But well, more or less like that. Just so you know, I'm going to tell you something. Stay on this channel because the next videos are going to be very interesting. I hope you liked it. This video is a bit different, and I'm unsure if I'll even upload it. I'm recording it spontaneously here in my room to share with you things that you ask me a lot. And, well, because of you, I am who I am. I am Anita, thanks to you who watch me and love me and support me. So, well, I answer whatever you want me to answer. I hope you like this little video, a bit different, that you get to know me a little more, know a little more about the situation in Cuba. I send you a big kiss and I love you, and see you next Friday.